Hello. I am your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. All right, you all. So, if you watch my past videos, let me date this. So, today is October 17th, 2021. October 17th, 2021. Now, for me, my first thought is the LAPD Chief Michael Moore harassment continues. Why do I say that? Is because the chief of police, Michael Moore, who I know is aware, because especially back around March, April, when all this was going on, I made sure that I went to the police department. I spoke out about it, also to the city council, because the city is over the police department, supposedly. To me, they don't always exercise their power, but so I got another letter about a complaint I never did file. Now, you have to go back and watch some of the past videos, but I'll just give you a synopsis. So basically, I'm in my home, minding my own business, right? Locked gates, locked garage, locked home, everything locked, okay? Someone breaks into my car, leaves a hate note, talks about my race and everything. I ran around trying to file a police report, went even to my local police station. No one helped me there, was ignored. Senior officer tried to get them to, they ignored. Went to headquarters, didn't get any help there on getting the police report. So again, for a whole week, I'm basically running around trying to file a police report, because I even had called the number, but no one came from when I called the number with the police. And plus, I don't sit too far from our police department. It had scared me at the time it happened. So literally, wherever I was about to go, I went straight to the police department. No one helped me. So then the person who was doing the hate crime to me, which thank God, we ended up catching. Well, I feel like I caught the person. Well, but I couldn't arrest him, so I had to call the police. And, when I seen the person, and they arrested me. And thank God for those detectives and police that helped me. So there are some good police out there in the sense that can be helpful. And I am not afraid to say thank you to the police officers who have helped me, who have done a great job. I don't have any chance on doing that. Like I said, my brother was a police officer. I went out for a police officer. I remember years ago to help serve the people. I was more about, helping the people. Then I ended up looking more into the law, the attorney and stuff like that. So anyway, so in the midst of so then the second time when the person was doing a hate crime, where they put like this little blood scene in front of my car, like it was a sacrifice or something. That time when I called the police, they came, and I got some good officers, so that got the ball rolling for even the week before, when the person that was doing the hate crime had broken into my car and left a hate note and all that, so then I was able to do the report. Then I went to my local police department again, to find out who my detective was, and different things like that. And this is bright daylight, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Everybody looking at me, because the police department has all windows out there. No one helped me. I'm out there. No one opened the door. No one came to the door. The desk is right there, and they clearly see me out there. I'm calling into them. I'm emailing into them. They got a camera right there. No one's helping me. Again, goes back to the historical thing of people basically ignoring black people and feeling like it's okay, especially ignoring black women, and just feel like it's okay. Because I clearly know if I was a white woman, or if I was a rich white man, they would have quickly came to that door to find out what I need. They at least just would have asked, can I help you? I didn't even get that. I didn't get nothing. I just ended up leaving the police station. Because again, I was only outside of it. And I seen other people inside of this. Was, COVID times, but still they were letting people in, and still someone could have came to the door, or they could have just even answered the phone. I literally called back to back. No one paid attention at all, But again, it's a historical thing of them just ignoring black people, like we don't even matter. I was so devalued. It was so embarrassing, basically. So basically, I just left, because I was like, okay, I'm a black woman. The same police station shot a black man who was outside. I don't know what the parameters were going on how he got shot outside, but anyway, I know that probably was not a good look for me just to keep, because if they hadn't came to ask me, can they help me, by now in an hour, and I'm calling and they see me calling, I'm waving, trying to get attention, and they're seeing me waving, but they just, so embarrassing, oh gosh, when I think about that, it's just traumatizing in a sense of how they could do that. This is government people who are supposed to be there for all the people. These are people we pay our tax money pay, and for them to ignore me like that, anything could have been happening to me out there. They didn't even care. I don't know what they thought I was standing. Who stands outside a police department just to be standing there? And then I'm knocking on the door and I'm asking them to come to the door, and I'm calling and I'm asking if they could pick the phone up, and they're seeing me calling the phone and they're not even big. And then one person up there, and they see me, they sort of wave down at me and they just start dancing. What? Because I'm a black woman out there, you thought I wanted to dance? I came there for service and I got no service. So I did some videos, black woman, I'm receiving no service. It was no service that day at the police department. So anyway, so the one issue was, dealing with the issue of catching the person who did the hate crimes. So those detectives and those officers I was dealing with, they were good. They worked with me. We were workable, and it was good. Now, what I did do is I reported, I didn't report. What I did do is I spoke, public, at your different government meetings, there's always a public comment. You can speak a public comment. You're not following a report. You're not requesting a complaint. You're speaking. You get a chance to make a comment. So in the public comment at the LAPD commissions meeting, basically I felt led to speak out about how I got no service as a black woman. I really felt like it related to that I was a black woman, that I didn't get any service. How long it took me to be able to file a report against the person that was doing the hate crime. I didn't know the person was, well, just at least to report the incidents of what was going on. Then later, we had to get video footage to see who it was, and then we had to find the person, things like that. But, and it should not have taken that long for me to be able to file a report, and I should not have had to stay outside my local police department for an hour and receive no service. And everyone seen me and just ignored me, purposely ignoring me, because everybody seen me. I don't know what they thought I was there for, but I was there to get service, and I even was asking for service. So I did that, I spoke out about it because I didn't want to see another black woman or a black person have to experience that, because I know it was because of my race. So earlier I always have to explain this to people, even when you explain it, some people still, well, I don't understand why, but that's fine. Some people still don't understand racism. They just don't get it, and that's fine too. We black people experience it every day, so we most definitely understand it. But people of other races, they don't always get it. They start telling you about their stories of, well, I experienced that too, and I'm one. Anyway, black people, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, because in our society, especially our American society, the white rich man is at the top of the pole. So we got a pole, and it's almost like a value of who our society tends to value more and listens to more and helps more and gives good customer service to. And that's the rich white man. He's way up here. The black woman is down. Now, I didn't do this poll, y'all. So remember when you put this up, no, this is what society does. You watch the news and see everything we all. Okay, so we're down here, and all the other races are in between. Now, black people, we love ourselves. We love our color. We know it's not right and what they doing. We know this totem pole isn't right, but it is what it is. And we pretty much understand that. But that's why we get attorneys and we sue and we're like this is not right. This should not happen to me. Everyone doesn't have to be a rich white man to get good service and to be treated right. We're all different colors. We're all different socioeconomic, situations, different things like that, But the rich white man, he's the one that tends to get the best service. He is not ignored. And shouts out to you. I love you, rich white man. I love everybody. Y'all know me. I love God. I love everybody. Again, remember, I was just minding my own business. I was just trying to do a report, and I found out that being a black woman, it is not easy to file a police report against someone who's doing a hate crime against you. So that was the key report I was trying to file. So I talked about that briefly. You didn't get like with a minute or 2 minutes at the commission. I just said, I didn't want to see that happen to no one else. Some people on the commission were sort of appalled, like, oh my gosh, you experienced that? And it was like, yes, I experienced that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't ask to file a complaint on LAPD for it. I mean, that was just not something I was even looking at doing. Why? Because LAPD, I really don't trust that they're going to admit that they were being racist. They will come up with every reason but racism for why I got no service out there. You know what I'm just like, and then who wants to go through that? It's just a bunch of questions for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, then they still come back with, well, we didn't find that racism had anything to do. So I wasn't filing a complaint. But I was speaking in the public comment section of the meeting so that the police, because in that meeting there's Chief Moore and then there's the people on the police commission, so they can be aware that this happens. So maybe when they gather in their meetings where they can discuss it, hey, we want to make sure everybody's getting service. That was my key point, and then moving on. Because at this point, I've been moved on. I've caught the person, Now, here's the thing, too, that I'm wondering that triggered me getting another letter. Because even when I got the first letter, if you watch the past videos, I ran around, saying, hey, wait a minute. I didn't file a police complaint against the police. I didn't do that. No, I didn't. And I know one officer was saying, well, when you do public comment, we do complaints, we file complaints for you. But then when I read, the only person that can file a complaint would be me. When I read the reading, and I read, so it said, a person can file a complaint. Nothing said that LAPD can file a complaint against themselves for you without your permission. That's why I was just like, because I don't need a complaint filed. But I know recently, again, somebody broke into my car, y'all. I know. Poor car. I love my baby too. But somebody broke into my car again. So I called the police, because I had a good experience with the police, when they finally came, last time that we found the person. So I called the police so we could find her. Because I always find it such a violation of my just that someone would invade my car like that. It's not your car. This is not, you can just think somebody come and breaking in you've had somebody break into your house or break into your car or just break into anything of yours that you have, it's just such a violation. It's like, oh my gosh, so you want that person caught, and plus, if they'll come back and try to do more, so I called the police, and they did end up coming after a couple of hours, and I appreciated that. The police that came, they were good police, they took the report, and everything went in a good, timely manner, really how it should have went the first time when I had this incident back in March and in April of this year, 2021. Because let me date this video again. Today is October 17th, 2021. So everything went good. They took down the, all the information and everything went good. So good that even, I don't think that night, but maybe the next day, a couple days afterwards, I said, okay, because, when something's not right, I'm one that will, publicly talk about it, well, not about everything. The key reason I keep publicly talking about this is because, I don't understand what is going on. And so, I'm talking this out through you all. Maybe if you all you can even leave comments if you want to, but, and it makes me feel unsafe that LAPD, a big police department, keeps harassing me about a complaint I did not file, because I really feel it's harassment. Because I didn't file a complaint on them about the bad treatment that I received of them not providing me service when I was at the police department. I mean, again, I'm a black person, so those are things that happen to us. But I did talk about it at the police commission meeting in hopes that this didn't happen to another black woman, a black person. That's all I did was mention a comment on it. I didn't tell them didn't tell nobody that I wanted to file a complaint. Even when someone called me, they didn't even ask me if I wanted to file a complaint. They just like, well, we just want to get more information. And I'm like, okay, but that's fine, but they didn't ask me if I wanted to file a complaint. And I didn't tell them I wanted to file a complaint. So I never told anybody I wanted to file a complaint. And so for them to keep sending me letters, so I just got another letter, and again, when I'm saying wondering if this triggers, so just recently, literally a couple of days ago, when someone just broke into my car last week, and the police came in a timely manner and everything. So I think about a day after that, because everything went so good and smooth as far as the communication with police and coming on time and taking the report and everything. I didn't have to go through all that I went through last time, So I was very appreciative of that. I appreciate the police, when they treat me right with respect and they're doing their job and they're doing, because I respect them and I'm talking to them, I thank you. So I went online and I was like, well, I thank I thank you, and I said, thank you for coming in a timely manner. And then I tagged everybody with it. I tagged Chief Moore. I tagged, because I sent the thank you to Olympic Division, because Olympic Division is where I got ignored for hours. I said, so to now get some service, And again, the detectives that helped to solve the last car break-in were out of there. So I'm not saying that everybody is bad in the Olympic Division. No, I've learned it's not always, at least in what I'm dealing with, break-ins, that now again, shootings and killings, that's a whole different. So I'm not even talking about that discussion in relation to police. That's a whole different type of discussion. So please don't get this discussion mixed up with that one. That's a whole different type of discussion. But I'm talking about with people breaking in my car and a black woman being able to get service from the police. Customer service from the police. So again, this time everything went good. So I went on to tell them thank you. And so I told Olympic Division thank you. And I appreciate them coming in a timely manner. That really was important to me. I appreciated that, And then I tagged the headquarters. I tagged Chief Moore. I was just tagging to let them know how much I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not scared to tell the police thank you. Yes, we have some challenging police out there. And then, you have to sometimes put their name out for the wrong that they're doing. But when people, then that's not just the police. I'm just one on wherever I go. If I could do a good customer service card for someone that provided me customer service, because with my incident, we're talking about customer service, providing customer service to black people, and to me, particularly a black woman. So saying thank you. And then, literally, I got this note. Now they dated it for October 6th, which is weird because I just got it the 16th. So I'm like, I live not too far from the police department. So it didn't take 10 days to, so it just seemed like it'd be some trickery going on. Now, in the note, bless his heart, it's again talking about, we're working on the report and this, and, but again, I see it as a form of harassment because people can harass you with, as with cordial words. Because the meaning is that, like, I see you. Or we're not going to let you forget that you publicly ousted us about not providing you service because you're a black woman. I'm not saying all the police are feeling that way, but it's somebody in there is upset. Whether it could be the chief that was over at the Centennial, the Olympic Division, or somebody keeps this mess going. Because if I didn't request a complaint on LAPD about them ignoring me and not providing me customer service. And I had already caught my person. Now we're done. That situation's moved on. And now again, just this new one where somebody just broke in again. But because of how we resolved the first one, I have confidence, with this one. The officers that I end up engaging with tend to be really good officers in relation to helping to find out who broke into my car, So for this scenario, and again, keep in mind, this is the scenario that, but the bigger scenario that I'm talking about is the harassment of LAPD. LAPD is a big police department and there's so much to do in LA. Why are you taking the time to write me with each one of these letters and contacting me about a complaint I did not file? And I have constantly told all of these people I did not file it. It's like they're harassing me. It's like they're upset that I mentioned the bad treatment I received. Because again, when you speak at the meetings, everybody's listening. I don't know if they're on TV or I don't know, federally, everybody's listening. And so I just know afterwards, I got a whole bunch of calls from different folks like, what happened, And for me, by the time I spoke, I was pretty much over it, about the customer service, because I had finally got some form of customer service by then, But again, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I spoke at the meeting so that no one else has to experience what I experienced. So I didn't file a complaint. And so I'm wondering if by me calling the police about this recent break-in to my car that I just got, that someone seen my name or whatever the case might be and started up the harassment again. Oh, and by the way, we're working on the investigation. And I guess because earlier I've been telling them they need to stop the investigation because there should not be an investigation. And when they're talking about investigation, what I'm talking about is where they're claiming they're investigating what I said in public comment about being ignored and not receiving service at the Olympic Division Police Department because I'm a Black woman. Which that's true. Now, I don't think they're going to find it true on themselves, which is why I didn't bother doing a complaint to them in relation to it. I just spoke out about it so it can help you. I believe in speaking out about things you deal with, because it might can help somebody else, So I just really see it's a form of harassment because even then, in March and April, I ran around telling people, look, this shouldn't be. I didn't ask for this complaint. I want this complaint stopped. This is a false complaint because I didn't request it. Don't get me wrong, if I feel a need that I feel like that the LAPD need to be investigated, I'll do a complaint. But I didn't put in a complaint for LAPD to investigate them ignoring me because I'm Black and how hard it was on getting up. Because it's not even just that. It was the whole thing of just trying to file a police report. People wouldn't even help me as far as doing my police report on the hate crime that was happening to me. It was ridiculous. And we all know, we don't need an investigation to tell us that, we all know that it was because I was a Black woman. Then maybe if I had a little money, that might have made a difference. But then again, you'll hear Oprah and you hear other people with tons of money talk about what they experience in stores, just because they're Black. When people see you, they don't know how much money you have. They don't know this or that. They're basically sometimes treating you that particular way because of the color of your skin. So again, I want this investigation stopped. LAPD has too much to do to be spending resources on something I didn't even ask for. And I focus this to Chief Moore because I went to his office, I went to the headquarters, and I've talked with people in his office, and I've asked them to stop this investigation because I didn't request it. And it seemed like the more I was asking them to stop, that the more they kept doing. So it just seemed like it's something other than what they're saying it is. Something just doesn't seem right with it. So yes, attorneys, you can get at me. Leave me a comment. I just, some just don't feel right with this. And when I talk to other people, they're like, well, you didn't file a complaint against the police? It's like, no, I didn't file a complaint against the police. Well, how'd the complaint get filed? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't file it. Like I said, finally, when I did talk to one officer, he said something about from public comment they filed it. But that's challenging for me to believe. That I asked him to send me the paper that's written on. He never did give me the actual paper, because for me, then let me see that in writing that you all file complaints against yourself from the public comments we make. And to me, even that would be fine if they did against themselves. But the point that they had my name in it, I'm like, well, then why is my name in it? I mean, because to me, the overall picture when I spoke of public comment was just that you all just need to make sure you increase your communication and customer service with Black people and Black women. Overall, it was a generic comment of overall, this was my experience, what I experienced. But I'm telling you all this so that you can increase more positive customer service to Black people, Black women. Specifically, because I'm a Black woman, I was the one that got just no service. And it took, a whole second incident to happen for me to finally be able to get a police report done. So, so again, another letter. And I'm just like, and again, on one hand, you're like, okay, are they just, we really, because again, it can seem like a nice letter. But the slap in the face is that I keep telling you all I didn't file a complaint against you all. And I've been asking you since you first sent me a letter. So it was back in April, you first sent me a letter about this complaint that I didn't file it. And I want it stopped. So to me, it's almost like, look, Black woman, Black girl, we still got you on our radar for you speaking out about the bad treatment we gave you. That's how I take it. Sort of like a scare tactic. Sort of like a harassment tactic. Like they continue to harass me about it. And if you're not harassing me about it, well, why don't you just stop the complaint? Because I didn't file a complaint. And I still don't think it's legal that they can file a complaint with my name involved in it based on something that I said in public comment. And I've still been asking Chief Moore on, is this true? And had not responded from him. And then sometime people, well, his name just on the paper. Well, hey, he's the chief of police. That's not my fault. His name on the paper. His name is on the paper. So therefore, right here, his name is on the paper. So that's who I address it to. I don't know who all other names is on it. And plus he's head of the department. And then when you talk to the other ones, they just say, well, I'm just following the protocol of what they told me to do. And bless your heart, I understand, officer. So that's why I go straight to Chief Moore. His name is on the paper, So, and it's just a simple thing. The Chief Moore could just, LAPD, Chief of Police Michael Moore could just easily be like, okay, stop this. Because she's saying she didn't file the complaint. She just was speaking to public comment. So, that's it. This should have been squashed. And even if they feel they want to, because basically it is they're investigating themselves. It's not even me there, but they're investigating themselves. Or is there a bigger picture behind this? That's why it's like, what is really going on? Because this complaint is against them to themselves. Why are you all so consistent about investigating yourself? And I didn't even file a complaint to investigate you. I don't know. But the saga continues. So I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. So then this is again LAPD Chief Moore continuing to harass me. Why do I say Chief Moore? Because his name's on the paper, and I have constantly asked him to not have went through his people to please stop this complaint, because I did not file a complaint against the police. I did not file a complaint against LAPD. So if you have any contacts that you can help too, tell them Michelle Walker did not file a complaint against LAPD. All right, you all. Be blessed.